My name is Tim Friede, and I put my life on the line every day for one reason: to save people that die from snipers.
He was supposed to be dead, but he survived. It's almost a miracle. He was bitten by the deadliest snakes on Earth, more than 200 times. Bites from black mambas, cobras, taipans. Names terrifying enough to strike fear into any heart. Their venom can bring down the strongest human in minutes, and yet he lived. In fact, his blood has become a rare biological treasure. One man has become immune to the most lethal venoms on the planet. Tim Friede may be the man who achieved what laboratories have failed to do for centuries. With his own body, he opened the door to a universal antivenom for snake bites. While medical institutions were stuck in bureaucratic red tape, Tim chose to become the most extreme human test subject in the history of modern medicine. Today, his blood may hold the answer that could save thousands of lives every year. This isn't a legend or a sci-fi movie. It's the true story of a man who defied death, defied science, and maybe conquered both. Get ready to dive into one of the strangest tales in the history of human experimentation. Brace yourself, because what you're about to hear defies belief. Tim Friede was an ordinary man from the state of Wisconsin, USA. He worked as a truck mechanic. He had no medical degree, never studied biology, but a strange obsession grew inside him, a desire to become immune to the most terrifying snake venoms on Earth. Before turning 18, Tim began a dangerous experiment on his own body, an experiment that can only be described as madness. It's important to emphasize, what Tim did is extremely dangerous and must never be repeated under any circumstance. He nearly lost his life multiple times. It all started with a simple yet dangerous idea. He kept asking himself, what if he injected his body with small doses of snake venom? Could he gradually build up immunity like a slow-forming live vaccine? That was his theory. To prove it, he began injecting himself with the deadliest snake venoms, starting with the black mamba, then the cobra, the taipan, and eventually, kraits. Over time, he even allowed the snakes to bite him directly. Over a span of 20 years, he took more than 200 bites and over 700 venom injections. He suffered seizures, comas, temporary paralysis, respiratory arrest, and was hospitalized countless times. In one trial, 2 cobra bites nearly ended his life. Yet he continued. His goal wasn't fame or reckless challenge. He truly believed that his body could be the key to creating a universal antivenom, one that could save thousands of people in Africa, Asia, and Latin America, where snakebite deaths are a daily reality. The snakes Tim chose weren't random. They were the most terrifying and deadly on Earth. He selected them deliberately, as if challenging death itself. The black mamba, Africa's legendary snake, can reach up to 4.5 meters in length, moves with deadly speed, and attacks with terrifying aggression. Its venom directly attacks the nervous system, paralyzing muscles and causing respiratory failure. It's no wonder it's known as the shadow of death. Then there's the cobra, the iconic snake of Asia and Africa, with a dual venom. Neurotoxins that destroy the nervous system, and cytotoxins that melt tissue like acid. A bite can paralyze the body within hours. Without artificial respiration, death is certain. It can grow to over 2.5 meters in length. In Australia, Tim faced the silent killer, the inland taipan, the most venomous land snake on Earth. Its venom is a lethal mix of neurotoxins and blood-clotting agents. A single bite can kill 100 adult humans. It may be only 2.5 meters long, but fear has nothing to do with size. Let's not forget the krait, a quiet, deceptive, nocturnal Asian snake. Calm in behavior, but carrying a neurotoxic bomb. Its venom shuts down nerve signals, causing total paralysis and silent respiratory failure. Though it's only about a meter long, it's a guaranteed killer. All these venoms entered Tim's body over years. What his immune system did, for the first time, the scientific elite didn't see Tim as a weirdo, but as a living biological treasure. Glanville said to him plainly, "This may sound strange, but I want your blood." Tim smiled and immediately agreed. After years of risking death, someone was finally willing to listen. Testing began. Without needing any new bites, Tim's blood alone was enough. What scientists discovered stunned them. His immune system was unlike any they had seen. It had developed antibodies not found in any other living being, antibodies that didn't just fight one venom, but many, all at once. To grasp the scale of this achievement, we must take a step back and ask, how is antivenom traditionally made? The method is old, dating back to the 19th century. A horse is injected with small amounts of venom. The horse's immune system produces antibodies. Its blood is then drawn. The antibodies are extracted and purified and injected into humans as treatment. But there are three major problems. First, each antivenom is only effective for one type of snake. Second, even among snakes of the same species, antivenoms can lose effectiveness due to geographic variation. Third, they can cause deadly allergic reactions, and they're hard to store and transport, especially in rural parts of Africa, Asia, and Latin America. Here's where the revolution began. Using Tim's blood, Glanville's team began searching for broad-spectrum antibodies, ones capable of identifying and neutralizing multiple types of venom by targeting their common components. And to everyone's astonishment, they found exactly what they were looking for in Tim's genetic material. The scientists extracted 2 antibodies from Tim and combined them with a third, known to counter neurotoxins. Then, they ran an extraordinary test. They challenged this cocktail against the venom of 19 of the world's deadliest snake species, including, of course, Mamba, Taipan, Friede, and Cobra. The results were shocking. In lab tests on mice, 13 out of the 19 venoms were completely neutralized, saving the animals entirely. The remaining 6 received partial protection. Simply put, this had never happened before in medical history. Glanville, barely able to hide his amazement, said, "The range of protection is unprecedented. It's like jumping from a custom shield to an almost universal one." Work is now underway to improve the formula further by adding a 4th antibody that could complete the protection and make the dream a reality, producing just 2 types of antivenom, one for neurotoxins, elipids, and one for blood toxins, hemotoxins. Just imagine 2 injections that could save millions of lives. Enter the story of Graham "Dingo" Dinkelman, a passionate biologist who spent years introducing people to Earth's deadliest creatures: crocodiles, vipers, mambas. In October 2024, he was bitten by a green mamba inside his home, and despite his expertise and available treatment, he died. His story reopens a painful wound in the heart of science. How many lives could have been saved if we had a universal antivenom? What Tim Friede has done, despite all the apparent madness, may end up changing history. What once looked like insanity is now a legitimate scientific hope, and it might not be long before we see bottles labeled Universal Antivenom thanks to Tim Friede. So the real question now is, will we live to see this scientific leap? Perhaps it's closer than you think.